And now for the honorable member, Mr. Vickash Ramkissoon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, the most distinct and distinguished honor is now conferred onto me to make my contributions on Budget Debate 2025 under the theme A Secure, Prosperous and Sustainable Guyana, presented by the Honorable Dr. Ashni Kumar Singh, Senior Minister with responsibilities of finance in the Office of the President. Sir, Guyana is indeed very proud of all the officers within the government, departments and ministries for the services they would have rendered for the preparations of this $1.382 billion budget. Mr. Speaker, before I make my substantive contributions to this debate, I wish to first thank you, sir, for the warm welcome you would have extended to myself and the Honorable Comrade Sarah Brown when we would have returned to this National Assembly. Sir, the entire Guyanese population knows, the world knows, that all the cases that the opposition brought before the courts of this country, they would have lost. There is no case, sir, that they brought against our government or our party and they won. Sir, Guyanese must know that these very people sitting in the opposition benches, they went to the Caribbean Court of Justice to determine on the issue as to whether 33 is greater than 32. Mr. Speaker, people who are proud of their past, they will never be ashamed of it. The opposition wants the people of this country, sir, to believe that the history of governance began only in 1992 or from 1992. Sir, the opposition, the PNC, pauperized this country, sir, and they ruled this country from 1964 to 1992. Sir, from 2011 to 2015, they had the majority in this National Assembly, and they stymied all the developmental projects that the government had at that time. And then again, from 2015 to 2020, they ruled the country again. And sir, that makes it a total, we know to come good over here, that makes it a total of 38 years. Sir, every year, every minute, every second, every hour that the People's Progressive Party Civic spent in government, we are proud of it. We can stand any time, any forum, anywhere in the world and defend our track record. We do not hide from it. When you speak over there from the opposition, when they speak, sir, they only want this country and the world to believe that governance started from 2015 or from 1992 rather. Sir, we do not run from our track record. Sir, as of 2025, our gross domestic product, as the Honorable Ashni Kumar Singh reported, is somewhere around 24.5 billion US dollars. And our national debts is around $7.6 billion, which, as the Honorable Member Indar said just now, that it will give us 24.5% of GDP to debt ratio, which is indeed the lowest in the world. But when we are to reflect back at 1992, what we inherited, sir, a GDP of 374 million US dollars and a debt of 2.1 billion US dollars. That gives us, sir, the ratio at 900%. You come to this honorable house, members of the opposition, and you tell us and you try to lecture us about inflation. Go back to the records of the 90s, the 80s, the 60s, and the 70s, sir. The highest recorded inflation rate in this country is in 1991. By all conservative estimates, it was around, sir, 85%. And you come, the honorable members from this side, the opposition, to tell us about economy and managing of economy. Sir, The Honorable Christopher Jones asked us yesterday to present evidences of rigging of elections. Mr. Speaker, I am saying it's a matter and a question of fact, and we have the evidences here, sir. I can lay it over. Sir, 1968, 1973, 1985, they rigged the elections. The referendum, 1978, they rigged the referendum. And sir, here is a report from Telegram 1032 from the Embassy in Guyana to the Department of State dated 12th of July 1973. Subject, Guyana election forecast. It reads here, there are two concerns. One, the second one, and more important, there's a problem of rigging. There is a problem of rigging. It is being granted that the ruling People's National Congress will engage in various irregular practice such as ballot box switching and manipulation of postal and overseas voting. This here, sir, is evidence. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Sonia Parag, this is a Human Rights Watch report. We can lay them over. Mr. Speaker, the former President of the United States of America, Jimmy Carter, noted in his book, Beyond the White House, that the most personal danger he felt after leaving the White House was in Guyana in 1992. When the PNC, sir, the opposition realized that they were losing the election, they unleashed mobs in Georgetown. It was Hugh Desmond Hoyt from the PNC, the leader, the opposition leader, the leader of the PNC, who said, slow fire, more fire. That was the opposition slogan. And they did not leave it as a slogan, sir. In 2020, sir, in 2020, the attempt to rig the elections, and hear their excuse. Here, listen to the excuse, but you all in government. Sir, there is something called inchoate crimes. If you attempt to create a crime, it is a crime. And a crime is a crime. And they attempted to rig the election, sir, in the most transparent manner using bed sheets and spreadsheets. Bed sheets and spreadsheets they use, sir. And, sir, it must be noted that almost 100 countries across the world condemn them for their actions. Condemn them, sir. They chased, harassed, and intimidated the elections observers. The Carter Center, all the elections observers were chased out of this country. That is the record, and that is what we must remind the Guyanese people about. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Christopher Jones, he asked about evidences. Now, sir, if he has evidence, any evidence, that they won the 2020 elections, it will be the statement of polls. Where are the SOPs of 2020, sir? We want to see them. Mr. Speaker, Abraham Lincoln once said, commitment is what transforms a promise into reality, and commitment defines character. Mr. Speaker, we had widespread consultation in this country, and we drafted our manifesto. And we went to the electorate in 2020, and on the basis of that manifesto, which reflects our commitment, the people of this country elected us. Sir, we are proud, after so many years from 2020 to 2025, we are in government. We are proud of all our records. Everything that we planned, everything we committed, we have achieved them. We have served the people, and we can watch the people of this country with a straight eye and say that we tell you we will do this, and we are here, and we did it. Mr. Speaker, this is what defines the PPP, and it is the opposite that defines the members on the opposition. Sir, each one of our budget is aimed at fulfilling these promises. Sir, effective 2020, 1st of October, what we promised, we reversed all those draconian taxes and fees that they unleashed and imposed on the backs of the Guyanese people. We promised that, sir, and we delivered it. We promised the gold scholarship, we delivered it. We promised the house lots, we delivered it. We promised free University of Education, Guyana education, tuition fee, we delivered it, sir. Sir, the stories of people brings the message, because it is the people who have to elect the government. Mr. Speaker, a retrenched sugar worker of Wales, he lives in Friesland, and listen to his story. He said, Mr. Speaker, when the estates were closed, it was misery all over. People, them in a run helter-skelter. There were no jobs. There were no jobs. We had to stop our children out of the school. We had to take them out of the schools. They took away the cash grant. That is a fact. The cash grant was taken away. Mr. Speaker, we had to go to the courts. They said we got to go to the courts to get the severance, Mr. Speaker. And sir, that reflects the issues and the challenges, the difficulties that almost 28,000 Guyanese encountered in this country. Mr. Speaker, that person is now employed as a carpenter under the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration and is earning over $15,000 per day. Mr. Speaker, his wife is employed as a pathway worker, and she is now on the nursing assistant program, which will now increase her credit worth, which will now increase her ability to earn more money. That is the story of the people of this country, sir. Mr. Speaker, there was a single mother in the community I came from, Zeeburg. She went to the seawall and she dried shrimp, sir. She dried shrimps for 15 years, and 8 of her children have graduated from different universities across this world, sir. Mr. Speaker, I will tell you that one of those child is now serving as a parliamentary secretary in this government here, sir. The honorable member, Sherrod Juncan, boasts about his record at the University of Guyana, sir. I am saying that I did a Bachelor's of Law from the University of Guyana, and I can lay my certificate over anywhere in this world. I can post it and I can show the world that I had no fail grades. I had no fail grades. My GPA is 3.66. I won the honorable member. I came from a poor family, and I want any one of the honorable members to present their certificates before the Guyanese public to prove their credentials. I want you to do that as well, honorable member Ferguson. Mr. Speaker, in 2015, sir, in 2015, they erected massive billboards across the length and breadth of this country, promising jobs to the youths. Mr. Speaker, here it is, promising jobs to the youths of the people of this country. Sir, when confronted about the plans for job, Granger said, you go and sell plantain chip and cook-up rice, Mr. Speaker. That represents the ideology, that represents the vision that they have for the people of this country, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is 2025 and elections are around the corner. And so you know what will be popular now, sir, is that the opposition will come with a bunch of fake promises. They are on a rampage right now, sir, presenting fake promises to the people of this country, sir. And here are their fake promises. They're on it again, sir. What they said, they will give $50,000 as stipend to every student that studies at different universities and technical institutes, sir. And they're the very ones who removed the cash grant from the children of this country, Mr. Speaker. Sir, they are giving now, they're promising tax-free threshold of $400,000 and all sorts of promises you're going back to again. Mr. Speaker, the opposition claims that successive budgets presented by this administration contains nothing transformational. It has nothing transformational. Well, sir, if their definition of transformational is this, Durban Park, if this is their definition of transformation, this is definition of transformation, sir, then I pity them, sir. I pity them because this is their record. This is what they are proud of, sir. This is their legacy, and the Guyanese people must see and remember their legacy. They are telling the people of this country, sir, they are telling the people of this country that we did nothing or we are doing nothing, sir. Mr. Speaker, the Demerara Harborage will be toll-free. Will the people of Guyana not benefit from that? Mr. Speaker, the hospitals, the 6 state-of-the-art hospitals that will be built across the length and breadth of Guyana, will that not transform the health sector, sir? If that does not, then I don't know what will. Mr. Speaker, they speak about inflation. Ask them their strategy if they have any or they had any. Sir, they said and they promised again, listen to the promise, sir, cheap cooking gas. Here, cheap cooking gas. Ask them how they will deliver it to the Guyanese people. Sir, the gas to energy project is the mechanism, is the way in which you can produce cheap cooking gas. You got to bring the gas to the shore, that's right. And in order for you to do that, sir, you have to have a project in mind. You're causing the same project, and now you're going for that project. You're campaigning on that project. Mr. Speaker, the gas to energy project will slash Honorable Ferguson. It will slash the cooking gas and electricity by half. It will slash it by half, and it will put in the hands of the Guyanese people $138 million annually. Sir, the opposition also argues that the Mandela Avenue to Eccles 4-lane highway, the Hero Highway, Eccles to Great Diamond Interlink Road, the Great Diamond Extension 4-lane road, the Mahaika to Georgetown, Crane to Schoonard, and all the thousands of roads that we would have built or rehabilitated will bring no relief, no benefit to the people of this country. What an irrelevant, visionless opposition we have. Mr. Speaker.
A good time to take a motion for an extension for you.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to ask for the honourable member to be given 5 minutes to conclude his statement.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. The leader of the opposition said only one positive thing he heard in the budget, and that is the production of soybean and corn. Sir, naturally, we can only hear what we listened, and we can only know what we learn. Sir, if the opposition leader was not listening, it is not our fault. And sir, if he don't learn, then he will not know, and therefore he knows nothing about the budget. And he don't know that he don't know. And that is a tragedy of our country, sir. Mr. Speaker, the People's Progressive Party Civic has undertaken the expansion of the agriculture. This didn't happen by magic. So let's address the one thing that he heard. And it didn't happen by magic, because in 2024, 97.6 billion was allocated to the sector. And in this budget, 104 is allocated. We reversed all the charges, the DNI charges, pesticide taxes, all, you come name it, the fertilizer, everything we did. We had what is the PPP, private-public partnership in the sector, 12,000 acres planted soybean, 25,000 acres this year. That is how we work. It doesn't happen by magic. We work. This is how we work. We have very strong work ethics. Mr. Speaker, sir, when they were confronted on the agriculture sector, Granger said this is private business. So if it is private business, then it could not have happened this way. Mr. Speaker, one of the parliamentarians from the AFP and UAFC, I think it's Honorable Christopher Jones, he referred to the sugar workers as bloodsuckers. Mr. Speaker, sugar workers, like everyone else, toiled to build this nation. And we are proud of that. And let me tell you something, sir. They are accustomed to the principle of namak haram. They are accustomed to the principle of namak haram. When they were in government, you look back at the sugar levy from 1974 and look at all the successive budgets, the source of their funding, it came from the sugar levy. It came from the sugar levy. And honorable members on the opposite side of this house, this government, this people continue to support the sugar workers. They will continue to support the sugar workers and the industry to make it viable, because we cannot be ungrateful to the people who built this nation. No Guyanese who built this nation can any sensible government be ungrateful to them. Mr. Speaker, the opposition, they're coming and they're walking around skirting themselves as if they care for the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, they accuse us of drafting budgets for friends and families and favorites. Friends and families and favorites, sir. The $11 billion allocated for the pathway workers, the 11,286 pathway workers, yes, sir, we accept the acquisition. They are our friends, families, and favorites, and we have no apologies for that. Mr. Speaker, the budgetary sum of $13.4 billion, which seeks to abolish tuition from the universities of Guyana, in which 11,000 students will benefit, sir. Those students are our friends, favorites, and our family. Every Guyanese 18 years old and over will receive that 100,000 cash grant, sir. They are our friends, they are our families, and they are our favorite, and we are proud of that. Sir, could I remind the opposition, when they were in government, Comrade, the Honorable Annette Ferguson, you were a recipient of the scholarship too, that were assigned only to government ministers, their friends and cronies. Mr. Speaker, today, 29,000 people after 5 years, Guyanese, will benefit from the Gold Scholarship Program. And we are proud to say that those 29,000 people represent our friends, families, and favorites, sir. Mr. Speaker, the political entity called the PNC, the APNU, whatever you call them, they are at it again. They are coming to make fake promises. Sir, elections around the corner. No going to the 7th pawn. Going to 7th pawn, lighting candles, invoking Kabaka, and pray, prostrating before him will make you win any elections. You have to go to the people. You have to seek a mandate from the people. You have to work for the people, and you have to respect their mandate. And that is how you can go in government. We over here, we have been doing that from day one. We have been at the people every time we go to the people, and we will continue to go to the people. You cannot go to the people because you know why? You did nothing for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member.